My dad left me a voicemail, the words still ringing in my mind, "Christmas is off and expect a call from my lawyer." I didn't say a word in response. I simply sent a text, "Understood." Then I did something I never thought I would. I quietly removed my name from the $350,000 mortgage. 2 days later, my phone exploded with 72 missed calls. Their lawyer was in a panic, calling, begging for answers. My phone buzzed furiously on the counter as I saw Dad's name flash on the screen. He left another message repeating the same cold line, "Christmas is off. Expect a call from my lawyer." His voice was harsh, clipped, the tone meant to belittle, to make you feel small. But I didn't call back. No arguments. I simply replied, "Understood," and felt this calm settle over me. The kind of calm that makes you think clearly and act decisively. So I opened my laptop. 30 minutes later, my name was gone from the mortgage. Their precious house? No longer my concern. But then the storm hit. 36 hours later, my phone was a non-stop flood of calls, Dad, Mom, Sophie, and even a frantic voicemail from their lawyer. It was like they had no idea what was coming. The lawyer was practically begging for answers, telling me, "Daniel, we need to talk. This is a misunderstanding. Just call your parents. They're upset." I almost laughed at the word upset. As I scrolled through the endless messages, texts, voicemails, even Sophie's desperate, "Daniel, what did you do? You can't just cut off family." I couldn't help but think back to the dinner that started it all. It was supposed to be a family trip until Mom casually told me, without looking up from her phone, "We can't afford to take you with us this year, Daniel. It's a small cabin and we're already tight on space." "A cabin? Really?" She was scrolling and sipping her overpriced tea, completely unfazed. I raised an eyebrow. "I thought you guys were struggling with bills?" Dad snorted, dismissing me. "Don't start, Daniel. You know I already cover your mortgage, the utilities, and even Sophie's car payments." Sophie, sprawled out on the couch, didn't even blink. "Oh my God, stop acting like you're some hero." The words stung, but I just felt it building inside me. "I helped you pay off your credit card debt last month, remember?" I shot back. "You begged, Daniel," she retorted as if it was nothing. "Family helps family," Dad chimed in, a smirk creeping onto his face. "Listen to your sister. Stop being so dramatic." My blood was boiling, but I took a breath. "Dramatic? You're taking a vacation without telling me, but I'm the dramatic one." Mom muttered, "It's just a trip, Daniel. Not a big deal." "Not a big deal?" I laughed bitterly. "Sure. Enjoy yourselves," I said, turning to leave. But Dad's voice chased me down the hall. "Maybe if you didn't waste money on that tiny apartment, you could actually help out." I froze. The words hit me like a slap. "Got it," I whispered, my fists clenched at my sides. 1 week later, I was scrolling through Facebook when a photo hit me like a punch to the gut. Dad, Mom, and Sophie all grinning in front of a luxury cabin. "Family trip in Aspen," they captioned it, the words "our family" glaring at me in all caps. No mention of me. Not even an invite. Then my phone buzzed again. A message from Dad, "Hey, can you send me another $250? We're running low on cash. Venmo works best." I stared at the message, then at the photo of them smiling, arms around each other. My fingers moved before I could stop them. "Sorry, can't help. Enjoy your family trip." Within 5 minutes, Sophie's reply came, "Wow, Daniel. Seriously? What's your problem?" My problem? My problem was that they saw me as nothing more than a bank with a face. They never thought I'd fight back. But they were wrong. I didn't hear from them for a week. A full week of peace. Then, on a cold Tuesday evening while I was making dinner, my phone buzzed again. It was a Facebook notification, a post tagged with "Family is everything, even when they hurt you." It was from Sophie's profile. A picture of her and Mom, all smiles, with Dad in the background. The comments were full of sympathy and heart emojis. "Stay strong, sweetheart, family always finds a way back." I tapped the comments and there it was. Dad's reply, "Some people forget who took them in, who raised them. But God sees everything." I wanted to smash my phone. But I didn't. I wasn't going to give them that satisfaction. Instead, I opened my messages. Sophie's last text was still there. "Wow, Daniel. Seriously? What's your problem?" I didn't respond. I just scrolled up. And I knew that this was just the beginning. I passed her messages, begging for money to cover her credit card bills. I saw the late-night texts asking for a ride at 2 a.m. Then there was the accidental Amazon wishlist she sent me, the same one I'd cleared out for her birthday. But then I saw it. The screenshots. Just 3 months ago, Sophie had messaged me, "Daniel, please. I'm completely stuck. If I don't make this payment, they'll cancel my card. I'll pay you back, I swear. You know I'm good for it. I love you, Daniel. You're the only one who always helps me. It was all lies. And I saved them. That night, I dug deep into the files I never thought I'd need. I found texts, bank transfers, and a full list of every time I'd paid their mortgage. My name on the account, watching my money drain month after month. I even found a picture of the SUV I helped Dad buy for his retirement, the one he'd told everyone he bought himself. The reward for his years of hard work. By midnight, I had a folder full of screenshots, documents, and even the audio of Dad yelling at me last Thanksgiving, "If you don't want to help this family, then don't ever come back. But don't come crying when you need something." I listened to it twice. The words still stung. The next morning, I did something I never thought I had the guts to do. I called the mortgage company. "Yes, I need to remove myself as a cosigner." I could hear the hesitation on the other end. "Sir, this will trigger a reassessment of their mortgage." "Are you sure?" I smiled. "Absolutely." 2 days later, the call started. "Daniel, what did you do?" Dad's voice was filled with a mix of fury and desperation. "The bank just called. They're saying we need to requalify. We can't afford this." "Not my problem," I replied, sipping my coffee. "Not your problem? Are you out of your mind? We raised you. We took care of you." I laughed bitterly. "You raised me? I was just there when you needed something. There's a difference. How can you do this to your own family?" Mom's voice pierced through, shrill and panicked. "Family?" I chuckled. "You mean the family that went on a luxury vacation without me? Or the family that mocked me when I couldn't afford to join?" Silence. Just their heavy breathing. "Daniel, just fix this," Dad growled. "Be a man for once in your life." "Be a man? Like you begging me for money while calling me useless behind my back." That set him off. "That's enough. You think you're so smart, don't you? Fine. Christmas is OFF. Expect a call from my lawyer." I almost smiled. Understood. The next morning, Sophie texted me. "Daniel, please? Can we talk? I'm sorry. We need you." I didn't reply. 5 hours later, another text. "Daniel, I'm serious. They're losing it. Mom's crying. Dad's freaking out." I didn't mean what I said. Still nothing from me. By the evening, my phone was blowing up, 20 missed calls. Then a new number and a voicemail. "Daniel, this is Mr. Jacobs, your parents' attorney. I think there's been some misunderstandings. I'd like to help resolve this amicably. Please call me." I didn't call. That night, I slept better than I had in years. The next day, I decided to clear my mind. I went to my favorite little cafe hoping for some peace. But halfway through my coffee, I saw it. Mom's Facebook status. "Sometimes even the ones you love turn on you. We gave him everything, but some people only know how to hurt." And the comments, dozens of them. People I hadn't spoken to in years calling me a monster, a snake, a selfish brat. Then Sophie's comment, "We did everything for him. He just threw it all away." My blood ran cold. Everything for me? Like when they canceled my birthday dinner because Sophie was too tired. Or when Dad borrowed $4,500 for emergency repairs and I had no money to help. Or the years I spent paying their bills while they posted family photos without me. I finished my coffee, tapped my phone, and this time, I posted, "Sometimes family is just another word for people who use you. But I'm done being used." The first comment came from Sophie. "Wow. You're really doing this publicly? Pathetic." Then Mom, "I don't even know who you are anymore." I didn't reply. I just attached the folder, screenshots, payments, messages, fake promises, and hit post. 3 minutes later, the comments started to change. "Wait, is this real? Daniel, they told everyone you left them with nothing. Holy. This is insane." Mom's profile went dark within the hour. Sophie's too. But the messages didn't stop. My phone lit up like a Christmas tree, 45 missed calls, then 55, then 70. And the voicemails. Begging. Screams filled the air, followed by the sound of sobs. Dad's final words were barely audible, a faint whisper. "Daniel, you can't do this. Please. Please." He begged, but I stayed silent, knowing there was nothing left to say. I turned away, allowing them to confront the truth, just as they should have done from the beginning. They thought it was over. They assumed their desperate calls, their lawyer's empty threats, and Mom's tearful, dramatic Facebook post would make me cave. They expected me to come crawling back, just like I always had before. But they didn't know me anymore. Not the person I had become. I set the meeting, the date firmly in my mind. A quiet diner on the outskirts of town, a neutral spot far from home. I chose a booth at the back where I could watch the door. I didn't tell them I was bringing someone else. Exactly at 6 p.m., they walked in, Dad, Mom, and Sophie. No Nathan this time. Just the three of them, looking uneasy, glancing around. Dad's jaw was clenched tight, Mom's hand gripped her purse like it was a lifeline, and Sophie hid behind her sunglasses even though the diner was dim. They slid into the booth, but I remained silent, observing as they stumbled over their words. Daniel, we don't want this to get any worse, Dad started, his voice tight and forced. We're a family, he added, though I could hear the hesitation. We can fix this. Can we? I asked, leaning back in my seat, arms crossed. Because last time I checked, you told me Christmas was off and that I'd be hearing from your lawyer. Mom reached out, her hand shaking as she tried to speak. Daniel, please? We were upset. We said things. You lied about me, I cut her off, my voice sharp. Publicly. You made me out to be a villain while you drained me dry. That's not fair, Sophie muttered, still hiding behind her glasses. You did this. You made it public, I shot back, leaning forward. Yeah? Did I make it public when Dad posted about me being just a tantrum-throwing child? Or when you laughed in the comments? Or when you all went on that vacation without me and flaunted it for everyone to see? Dad's face turned red with anger. Enough of this guilt trip, he snapped. We came here to fix this. But if you want to keep acting so selfish. Enough, I interrupted, my voice cold and cutting. I'm done pretending. I pulled out my phone, tapped the screen, and hit play. The diner was filled with their voices, the recording I had saved. Dad's voice, dripping with disdain, if you don't want to help this family, then don't come back. But don't come crying when you need something. Then another recording. Sophie's text notifications pinged. Daniel, please? I'm in deep. If I don't make this payment, they're going to cancel my card. I love you, Daniel. You're the only one who always helps me. Mom's face drained of color. Sophie's jaw clenched. You lied about me. You used me. And now you're here because you're scared, I said, my voice like steel. Not because you care. Not because you love me. But because you need me. We didn't, Mom began, but I cut her off. I'm not done. I reached into my bag and pulled out a thick, neatly bound folder, sliding it across the table. Mortgage documents, I said. Proof of every payment I made. Every single one under my name. The house isn't yours, I continued. It was never yours. Dad grabbed the folder, flipping through it with shaking hands. This is a mistake, he stammered. No, I replied coldly. I removed my name. They're requalifying your mortgage. If you can't afford it, the house is gone. Daniel. Mom shrieked, her voice high-pitched. How could you do this? We raised you. No, I shot back. You raised me to be a doormat. To be your personal ATM. I leaned in, closer now, my words sharp. But that's over. Sophie ripped off her sunglasses, her eyes filled with tears. You're being cruel. You're doing this to your own family. Family? I scoffed. You mean the family that posted about me like I was trash? The family that lied to everyone? The family that only calls when they need money. Stop it. Just stop it. Dad slammed his fist on the table, his face red with fury. I swear, Daniel, if you don't fix this. Or what? I smirked, leaning back. You'll sue me? Go ahead. Your lawyer already tried. You want to talk about legal trouble? I leaned forward again. Let's talk about the $4,500 you borrowed from me for house repairs, which you spent in Vegas. That was different. Dad sputtered. Or how about the $3,500 Sophie took for her medical emergency, which turned out to be a shopping spree? Or the time I covered the SUV payment you bragged about buying for yourself? Sophie's face crumpled in guilt. You weren't supposed to know, she whispered. I wasn't supposed to know a lot of things, I said, my voice growing colder. Like how you told people I refused to help you. Or how you told Nathan I was unstable and tried to turn him against me. Daniel, please, Mom whispered, her voice breaking. We can fix this. We're a family. I smiled, the corner of my mouth twitching into a smirk. But I wasn't buying it. Not anymore. No, Mom. We're not a family, I said, shaking my head as I nodded toward the door. That's when they saw him, my grandfather, Dad's father, stepping into the diner. He was tall, with silver hair, his sharp eyes scanning the room before they landed on us. With his cane tapping softly against the floor, he made his way over, stopping right at our booth. Well? Grandpa's voice was calm, almost amused. Took you all long enough to destroy yourselves. Dad's face went pale. Dad? I didn't know you were coming. You never do, Grandpa replied, his voice carrying an edge. That's your problem. Grandpa turned his gaze to me. Daniel told me everything. The money, the lies, the manipulation. You always thought you were the smartest in the room, didn't you? Grandpa continued, his eyes piercing Dad, who was now struggling to form words. Funny thing, son, Grandpa added, his voice turning cold as ice. I rewrote the family trust last week. Daniel's the sole beneficiary now. You, Sophie, your mother? You're out. Sophie gasped. Grandpa, please. No, Grandpa cut her off, his voice booming. I've spent years watching your father lie and scheme. I thought maybe he'd grow out of it, but now I see he passed it on to you. He turned to me then, his expression softening. I should have stepped in sooner, Daniel. But I'm here now. I nodded, fighting the lump in my throat. Thanks, Grandpa. As we stood to leave, Dad's voice cracked, desperate and raw. Daniel, you can't. You can't do this. We're family. I glanced over my shoulder, my words cold. You made sure I wasn't part of this family a long time ago. And with that, I walked out. But I wasn't done. I thought they would be silent. I thought they would finally back off. I was wrong. The next morning, I woke up to my phone buzzing nonstop. It wasn't just calls, there were texts too. Dad, Mom, Sophie, all of them desperate to get through. I ignored every single one. Then the doorbell rang. I peeked through the peephole. It was Grandpa. I opened the door and without a word, he stepped inside. He sat at my kitchen table and motioned for me to join him. They're in shambles, he said, almost with a hint of amusement. Your father called me 3 times this morning, said you're trying to ruin the family. I scoffed. Funny how they see it that way. Grandpa's eyes sharpened. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm proud of you. You stood up to them. That took me by surprise. I had been expecting another guilt trip or lecture about loyalty, but it didn't come. I didn't do it for revenge, I said quietly. I just couldn't let them keep using me. Not anymore. He nodded, sipping his coffee. Your dad thinks he's untouchable. Always did. Never thought his own son would be the one to take him down. Just then, my phone buzzed again. This time it was a voicemail. I played it out loud. Daniel. Son. This has gone too far. We're your family. You don't just walk away. Your mom's been crying nonstop. Sophie won't come out of her room. You've humiliated us. Please, just come back. Let's talk this out. Don't tear this family apart. I glanced at Grandpa. He shook his head. He's more upset about losing control than anything else. They always took your kindness for weakness, Grandpa added. And for the first time, I saw it clearly. He was right. My whole life, I had been the one to make peace, to patch things up, to keep the family together. I thought it was my duty, but all I was doing was enabling them. Cutting ties wasn't easy. It felt like ripping apart a part of myself. But now I understood. Sometimes taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. I'm not going back, I said softly. I'm done being their safety net. Grandpa smiled. Good. Now start living for yourself. 2 weeks passed. I settled into a new routine, quiet mornings, coffee by the window, no sudden calls asking for money or favors. For the first time in years, I started focusing on my own life. But then one evening, I got a call from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I picked it up. Daniel? It's Sophie. Her voice was shaky, almost scared. What do you want? I wanted to talk. Please. I'm at the coffee shop near your place. Just 5 minutes. That's all. Something in her voice made me curious, so I agreed. When I arrived, she was sitting by the window, staring into her cup. She looked up when I walked in, her eyes red and swollen. You look awful, I said, though I wasn't being unkind. But what was she going to say? And was it too late for us to fix this? What will Sophie say next? Keep watching. She didn't argue. I know, she said quietly. I've been thinking. About everything. About what I did. How we treated you. It wasn't right. I sat down across from her, raising an eyebrow. You're just realizing that now? No, she shook her head, her voice soft. I've known for a long time. I just didn't care. You always fixed everything, even when we hurt you. I thought that's just how it was supposed to be. Well, it's not, I said firmly. She nodded, her hands trembling slightly. Mom and Dad are losing it. They're trying to figure out how to keep the house. Dad even looked into loans, but his credit, it's ruined. Mom's blaming me for everything. She says if I hadn't been so selfish, you wouldn't have snapped. I didn't say anything. I just let her talk. I'm sorry, Daniel, she whispered, barely looking up. I know it doesn't fix anything. I'm sorry. I took a deep breath. You know what the worst part is? I wanted to help. I always did. But it was never enough for you. You always needed more. And when I finally stopped, you all acted like I was betraying you. Sophie wiped her eyes, her voice breaking. You're right. I didn't see it like that. I just thought you'd always be there. Not anymore, I replied, my voice steady. She nodded, looking defeated. I'll leave you alone. I just wanted to say it. As she stood up to leave, I spoke up. Sophie. She turned around, surprised. Figure out your life. Stop relying on other people to fix your problems. You're old enough to take responsibility. She gave a small, broken smile. I'm trying. I really am. I didn't offer forgiveness. I wasn't there yet. But I didn't push her away either. That night, Grandpa called me again. Your dad's still trying to save face. He's telling people you'll come around, that you're just throwing a tantrum. I couldn't help but laugh. He really can't accept that I'm done, can he? No, Grandpa replied. He never will. But that's not your problem anymore. I hung up the phone, feeling lighter than I had in years. The truth was out. The game was over. I didn't know what would happen next. But for the first time, I didn't feel fear, just peace. I was free. What will happen now that everything has changed? Stay tuned.